Right, we've got a little sample here going on, and 3 out of 28 are left-handed. So that gives us a fraction of the class that are left-handed. Now, if I apply that to the whole school, then I can assume that that fraction is true for the whole school, and I can times it by the number of students in the whole school. This is one approach for working out this estimate. So it's 3 divided by 28 multiplied by 1250, and we get 133.92. Which I'm going to round to the nearest whole number. You could argue that I can't really be that accurate and I should round it to two significant figures, maybe 130. But I think, it's an estimate. We just have to appreciate that, and I might as well stick with what's the information I have. Other ways of doing this question is you could have made it roughly 3 out of 30 or 1/10 to give you 125. Maybe you make it 4 out of 28 as well and do 1/7. But I think what you might as well go with the exact fraction, considering we've got a calculator. All right, part B. Is this likely to be an overestimate or an underestimate? Explain your reasoning. I found this quite a tricky question actually, because I thought, how do we know? And actually, it just wants you to think about it. And there's a few accepted answers I'm going to talk about. So you could say, if you went with that 3 out of 30 that I talked about before, that it would be an underestimate, or if you went out of 4 out of 28, it'd be an overestimate. I didn't do that at all. So actually, my correct answer would have been, I can't tell. I just don't know. I only have a small sample. Somebody at a different school now. I've got 6 out of 26 who are left-handed, and then they combine them together to a larger sample, so 9 out of 54 of them are left-handed. This gives a bigger sample, so should it give a better estimate for the school? What assumption has Vid made, and do you think his argument's correct? Okay, another one to really makes you think. Well, here we go. There's lots of possibilities here. Okay, the key thing is that he's assumed that the populations have the same proportion of left-handers. We don't know that's going to be the case, but that's the assumption being made. And then, is it okay to make that assumption? Well, you might say yes, because it is a bigger sample, so it should be more reliable. But you could also say no if you say they're from different populations and you don't know if that assumption is true. So actually, again, this question doesn't have a definite answer. It's just making you think about these things, about essentially about sampling and what's okay to do and what's not okay to do.